What is up, nerd and nerdettes of the interwebs? It's your boy Brady here,
And you're the boy Adam.
and we are bringing you another episode of Best of the Best. In today's episode, we bring you Captain America the Winter Soldier versus the original Iron Man. I will be arguing for the Winter Soldier, while Adam will be arguing for the original Iron Man. So, Adam, why don't you give us a rundown of the rules one more time?
Alright, continuing the format for our Best of the Best debate format. We will both be opening up with a 30-second opening statement, followed by 2 minutes to argue our point, 1 minute rebuttal time, and a 30-second closing statement. And also, as usual, the higher-seeded movie will go first, and in this case, that is Captain America Winter Soldier. So, Brady, you'll be going first. Are you ready?
Give me a moment. Alright, I am ready.
Alright, your 30-second opening statement starts right now.
Alright, The Winter Soldier is a much better movie than the original Iron Man. For one, the character of Captain America is much more likable than the character of Tony Stark, or the character of Iron Man. The action scenes were way cooler in Winter Soldier than they were in Iron Man. And finally, while Iron Man fails on successfully presenting one plot twist, the Captain America the Winter Soldier successfully provides two. Alright, Adam, it is your turn.
I'm ready.
I didn't ask you if you were ready, I was just stating that it was your turn.
Okay.
Your 30-second opening statement shall begin right now.
The original Iron Man. You could say that it's the original Iron Man, or you could say that it's the original MCU movie. Therefore, there would be no MCU without it, so it's obviously more important to the MCU than Captain America Civil War. It has good characters, good acting, and a good plot twist, a good storyline, and it is more relatable to today's society than a lot of the other superhero movies that come later on because of this original MCU movie. Is that my shirt? Alright, moving on to the 2-minute arguing time. And Brady, are you ready for your argument?
I guess so.
Alright, and your 2 minutes begins right now.
Captain America the Winter Soldier, like I said earlier, is a better movie than the original Iron Man. Because, first of all, it has amazing action scenes throughout. A lot of people criticized the first Iron Man for not having great action scenes. Captain America, he's a great character and an amazing hero because he is a hero with no moral gray area. And in superhero movies where it's so common to see that, you see that in Batman, obviously, you see that in Tony Stark, you even see it in Superman now. But one character that you don't see it in all of cinema is Captain America, because he's a good guy throughout. He is truth, justice, and the American way. He is as American as apple pie, and he is a good guy with no moral gray area. This movie made Black Widow more of a central character in the MCU. She became more than just some hot chick who can, kick people's butt. She is also intelligent in her ways of espionage that she does in this movie. This movie has two awesome twists. The first one being that S.H.I.E.L.D. is Hydra, and the second one being that Bucky is the Winter Soldier, which I had not read the comic, so I did not know that was coming, and it surprised me when I saw it. And finally, Jeff Bridges' character, Obadiah Stane, just came across as dull, and it came across like it was supposed to be a twist that he was the villain, but he didn't surprise me being the villain, and I found it, yep. Alright, that was my 2 minutes. Now it's time for your 2 minutes, Adam. And your 2 minutes shall start now.
As previously stated, Iron Man is the original MCU movie. And of course, therefore, you wouldn't have an MCU. You mentioned that the action scenes weren't really that good And no, they're not terribly choreographed, but the whole point of him fighting terrorists, and especially when he's fighting terrorists, it makes it more relatable as a superhero to modern day. He is a rich guy, and he can make a suit out of modern day materials for a modern day superhero. He doesn't require any unrealistic sort of serum or just special power. Theoretically, he's a character that we could have nowadays. He is a genius, much more than any character in Captain America Winter Soldier, not Civil War, Winter Soldier. And he's able to do this whole thing and make a prototype for his Iron Man suit out of just scrap materials that are in a cave. Well, not necessarily scrap. He's making a nuke, and he's able to confuse a bunch of terrorists and make them think that he's making a nuke when he's really making an armored suit that he's able to escape and kill pretty much everyone. It's not necessarily a huge twist that Jeff Bridges' character becomes the villain. It just shows more of the character development of how the repercussions of Tony creating the Iron Man suit are affecting his personal life with his friends who are turning against him, and shows more of the long-lasting impression of what that's going to do. And as far as being a dull villain, I don't really think so. He's more of a normal guy who is becoming a villain and is trying to compete with Tony Stark and isn't able to, showing the further genius of Tony Stark as a character and his ability to create something such as the Iron Man suit and use it efficiently to save people. All right, Brady, now we're moving on to the 1-minute rebuttals. And are you ready for yours?
Not even slightly.
All right. Well, regardless, your 1 minute starts right now.
Alright, I've said it before, and I'm going to continue to say it. Captain America the Winter Soldier is a better movie than Iron Man. You say that it's more realistic for terrorists to be the main villain. I find it that realism isn't always needed in these movies. I mean, they're about superheroes. I mean, superheroes don't need to fight like everyday things that are in the real life. It's an escapism, and I like how he's fighting, his best friend who should have been dead like 50 years ago. Or I guess should have just died, but looks like he did 50 years ago. I find that interesting. What else? Yeah. Everything just went out of my brain. So, yeah. Captain America the Winter Soldier. Much better movie than Iron Man. Alright, well, that was embarrassing. So, Adam, it's your turn now.
It is.
Try not to look like an idiot like I did.
Oh, I won't have a problem with that.
Alright, then. Your 1 minute rebuttal time starts now.
All right. You previously mentioned that you didn't like Iron Man or Tony Stark as a character as much as Captain America because Captain America is more the Boy Scout side of the Batman Boy Scout superhero theory. And yes, Iron Man is definitely in the Batman category, but that shows how much of the character development it is. He starts out as just a jerk, and then as throughout the whole movie, he learns what it actually requires to become a hero, and he sticks with it, and he does the right thing in the end. You also mentioned that S.H.I.E.L.D. is Hydra in Captain America Winter Soldier. That's not true. It's actually Hydra within S.H.I.E.L.D. And you also said that you didn't like it as much, or that it doesn't need to be as relatable with the fact that they're using terrorists as villains, and yet the whole point of the algorithm and the helicarrier reign of death in Winter Soldier is completely a terrorist act, and the whole point of it is to bring terror to people and submit them. Alright, Brady, I'd say that my rebuttal wasn't as embarrassing as yours, and in order to wrap up and hopefully recover from that embarrassing rebuttal, Brady, we're moving on to the final round of the debate in which we will do the 30-second closing statement. Are you ready for yours?
Sure.
All right, and you may begin.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Said it. This is like my 4th time saying it. Just want to make sure it gets stuck in your head. Is a much better movie than the first Iron Man. Captain America, the character, much more likable. Not morally gray, which is refreshing in superhero movies. Action scenes way better than in Iron Man, and it successfully delivers 2 plot twists, whereas Iron Man, I felt it failed. All right, Adam, your turn. We're almost done with this thing.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
And begin.
All right, this is the 4th time I've said this, but Iron Man is the original MCU movie. No MCU without this movie. It doesn't. You're right that it doesn't successfully give a plot twist because it's not a plot twist. It gives character development on both sides of a hero going from a jerk to hero and a villain going from friend to villain. It has relatable action scenes and relatable themes and genres of the whole conflict and of the whole theme of Iron Man himself. Alright, and that is the end of that debate. Let us know in the comments who you think won the debate, and regardless of who you think won, unless you think that he won, in that case I still want to vote for mine. But head over to Facebook and vote in the poll to decide which of these movies moves on to the next round. As always, we're only debating these and criticizing the other one just because we have to. Personally, I like Captain America: Winter Soldier much better than Iron Man, and I like Captain America much better than Iron Man. But I still had to debate this. I like Iron Man as a movie, but yeah, again, we're debating this because we have to. But I keep saying but. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and like us on Facebook.
Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Brady Jones.
And check out my latest YouTube channel, Caballero Life. Vote in the poll. Recommend this show to your family and friends and even your enemies. And until next time,
it's your boy Brady.
You're the boy Adam.
Adios.
Amigos.